For most of human history, people did not know what thinking was. Early humans experienced fear, memory, dreams, and emotion, but they had no concept of a brain controlling these experiences. Survival was instinctive. Pain, hunger, and danger shaped behavior long before explanation existed. When someone behaved strangely or heard voices, the cause was not biological, it was spiritual. Spirits, ancestors, or unseen forces were believed to guide the mind. Evidence of this confusion can still be found in ancient skulls marked with holes, a practice known as trepanation. These holes were not accidents. They were deliberate attempts to release evil spirits from the head. Without understanding neurons or consciousness, early humans still sensed that something important lived inside the skull, even if they did not yet know what it was. Ancient civilizations often believed the heart, not the brain, was the center of thought and emotion. In ancient Egypt, the brain was considered unimportant. During mummification, it was removed and discarded, while the heart was carefully preserved. The heart was believed to store memory, personality, and moral judgment. This belief influenced religion, medicine, and law. Even today, language reflects this ancient idea. We speak of broken hearts, brave hearts, and heartfelt emotions. The brain remains silent and misunderstood, hidden behind bone, while the heart visibly reacted to fear and excitement. To ancient observers, the conclusion seemed obvious. The brain was cold and inactive. The heart felt alive. Ancient Greece introduced the first serious debate about the brain. Philosophers disagreed sharply. Aristotle believed the brain existed only to cool the blood, while the heart controlled thought and emotion. In contrast, Hippocrates argued that the brain was the true center of intelligence, sensation, and behavior. He observed that head injuries change personality, speech, and movement. This idea was revolutionary, but it was not widely accepted. Without tools to look inside the body, philosophy relied on observation and logic rather than proof. The brain became a subject of debate rather than certainty. Knowledge moved forward but slowly. Roman physicians advanced understanding through anatomy. Galen, a doctor working with injured gladiators, noticed that damage to specific nerves caused loss of movement or sensation. He proposed that the brain controlled the body through a network of nerves. However, Galen still believed in fluids and spirits flowing through hollow nerves. His ideas were partly correct and partly wrong, but they became dominant for over 1,000 years. Because Galen's authority was rarely questioned, progress stalled. The brain was now recognized as important, yet still misunderstood at a fundamental level. During the medieval period, religion shaped how the brain was understood. Human dissection was discouraged or forbidden in many regions. Studying the brain too closely was seen as dangerous, even sinful. Mental illness was often explained as possession or moral failure. People who suffered from seizures, hallucinations, or depression were feared or punished. Instead of medical care, they received prayers, isolation, or imprisonment. The brain was no longer debated, it was avoided. Curiosity gave way to caution, and scientific understanding slowed once again. The Renaissance marked a turning point. Artists and scientists began to question old authorities. Anatomists like Andreas Vesalius performed human dissections and carefully documented what they saw. For the first time, the brain was drawn accurately. Layers, structures, and connections were mapped with precision. These drawings revealed complexity far beyond earlier theories. The brain was no longer a simple organ. It was intricate and delicate. Observation replaced assumption. The brain had begun to speak for itself. In the 18th century, scientists discovered that nerves carried electrical signals. Luigi Galvani showed that muscles could move when stimulated by electricity. This discovery changed everything. The brain was no longer driven by mystical fluids. It operated through measurable signals. Thought, movement, and sensation were electrical events. The idea that the mind followed physical laws challenged centuries of belief. The brain became a machine of biology rather than mystery alone. Not all progress was correct. In the 19th century, phrenology became popular. This false science claimed that personality traits could be read from bumps on the skull. Entire social policies were built on this idea, including racism and discrimination. While incorrect, Phrenology introduced one important concept. Different parts of the brain might have different functions. Even failure pushed understanding forward. Modern neuroscience advanced rapidly through tragedy. War injuries revealed how specific brain damage affected speech, memory, and behavior. Doctors observed that patients could lose language but retain intelligence, or lose emotion but retain logic. These cases proved that the brain was not a single unit. It was a collection of specialized systems. Knowledge grew not from intention, but from survival and loss. As research expanded, scientists began to ask deeper questions. Where's memory stored? Where does emotion live? Patients with damaged hippocampi lost the ability to form new memories while retaining old ones. Others lost emotional response, but could still reason logically. The brain was shaping identity itself. Personality was not abstract, it was biological. The idea of the self began to shift from philosophy to neuroscience. Split brain experiments shocked the scientific world. Patients whose brain hemispheres were surgically separated behaved as if they had two independent minds. One hand could act against the other. One side knew something the other did not. These findings challenged the idea of a single unified consciousness. The brain was not one voice, it was a conversation. Mental illness was slowly redefined. Conditions once blamed on morality or possession were recognized as neurological or chemical imbalances. However, treatment was often cruel. Asylums used isolation, shock, and control rather than care. Understanding increased, but compassion lagged behind. The brain was acknowledged, but not yet respected. Modern neuroscience revealed neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself. Learning, trauma, and healing physically change neural pathways. The brain is not fixed. It adapts throughout life. This discovery reshaped education, therapy, and recovery. The brain was no longer fragile. It was resilient. Technology introduced new challenges. Screens, algorithms, and constant stimulation altered attention, memory, and reward systems. Dopamine became a daily influence. The brain evolved in a world it was never designed for. Understanding the brain became urgent, not academic. Survival now depended on awareness. After thousands of years, one question remains unanswered. Do we control our brain, or does it control us? Every belief, fear, and decision begins inside this silent organ. The brain shaped civilization long before civilization understood it. And even now, as we map neurons and skin thoughts, the brain continues to guard its deepest secrets.